Something is about to unlock for you, and it has been locked for a very long time. Not because the timing was wrong, not because you weren't ready, but because the planet responsible for your expansion, your abundance, your boldest possibilities, has been moving backward through the sky since November. And everything you tried to push forward has been pushing back. That ends in 24 hours. Jupiter stations direct on March 13th. And what happens in the hours surrounding that station is not a minor calendar event. It is a structural shift in the architecture of your life. The kind of shift that separates the version of you who was waiting from the version of you who is finally, irreversibly, moving. But here is what the standard Jupiter direct forecast will not tell you. The real obstruction was never the retrograde. The retrograde was a mirror. And what it reflected back at you, that pattern, that habit, that quiet chronic self-erasure, that is what has been holding the doors closed. Stay with me, because by the time we reach the end of this transmission, something is going to be very different about the way you see yourself in this moment. Jupiter is the largest body in our solar system. In ancient cosmology, it was called the Greater Benefic, the Great Expander, the Cosmic Yes, the planet whose position in your chart determines where life is most inclined to reward you. Where Jupiter points, abundance flows. Where Jupiter touches, things grow. In Hellenistic tradition, Jupiter was associated with Zeus, not merely power, but the authority that comes from alignment with divine order. The principle was simple. When you are in right relationship with your own nature, Jupiter delivers. When you are not, Jupiter amplifies the misalignment instead. This retrograde began on November 9th of 2024 at 21 degrees and 20 minutes of Gemini. 21 degrees Gemini. The Sabian symbol for that degree is a barn dance, which sounds casual, celebratory even. But in the esoteric tradition of the Sabian corpus, this symbol carries a deeper architecture. It speaks of communal belonging, the joy of showing up, the implicit contract between individuals who gather to participate together. And then Jupiter stationed retrograde, stopped the dance, and asked you a very uncomfortable question. Whose party have you been attending? And have you once danced as if you were there for yourself? For the last 4 months, the cosmos has been running a diagnostic, reviewing, auditing, pulling back the curtain on every area where you have been investing your Jupiterian energy into people, structures, and roles that were never going to return that investment. And if you have felt stagnant, if you have felt like you were building in sand, waiting for an approval that never came, giving at a rate that was never matched, that was not failure, that was the retrograde doing exactly what it was designed to do. It was showing you the drain before it handed you the faucet. Jupiter stations direct on March 13th at 11 degrees and 10 minutes of Gemini. 11 degrees Gemini. In the ancient degrees symbolism of the fixed star tradition, this point falls within the range associated with articulation and choice, specifically the capacity to speak a new direction into existence. 11 is a master number in the numerological tradition, tied to revelation, to the thinning of the veil between what you know and what you finally allow yourself to admit. And Gemini governs the mind, the voice, the decision to say something differently, to name yourself differently, to introduce yourself to your own future as someone who takes up space. This is not metaphor, this is mechanics. Let us talk about what is actually happening cosmically in this window, because the Jupiter direct does not occur in isolation. It occurs at the intersection of 3 other significant transits that compound its effect into something that a lot of people are going to feel as a sudden, inexplicable lurch forward. First, Mercury, the ruler of Gemini, and therefore the dispositor of Jupiter in this station, has been navigating the final degrees of its retrograde in Pisces. Mercury stationed direct on March 20th of last month at 14 degrees Pisces, and by March 13th it has moved far enough forward that the post-shadow fog is beginning to lift. The mind is clearing. Communications that were distorted are resolving. Decisions that felt impossible to finalize are suddenly obvious. When Mercury's clarity aligns with Jupiter's forward push in the same sign, the result is a cognitive unlocking. Things you have been trying to figure out for months will simply resolve, not through additional effort, through clarity arriving on its own. Second, the Sun is currently moving through Pisces, applying toward a conjunction with Neptune at 0 degrees Aries in the coming weeks, part of the larger Saturn-Neptune conjunction sequence that began reshaping the energetic landscape of this entire year. 0 degrees Aries, the world axis, the absolute beginning point of the zodiac, the degree of pure initiation. The Sun in Pisces moving toward that threshold means that right now, in this window, you are standing in the last days of a chapter, not in defeat, in completion. Jupiter going direct is not an interruption of that dissolution, it is the handoff. Pisces surrenders, Aries begins, and Jupiter is the planet that tells you what you are beginning toward. Third, Venus has just completed her inferior conjunction with the Sun, beginning a new synodic cycle as the morning star. This is cosmologically significant. In the Mesopotamian tradition, Venus as morning star is the warrior face of the goddess Inanna, ascending from the underworld, reclaiming her crown, her dignity, her full authority. The morning star cycle inaugurates a period in which relationships, values, and self-worth are restructured according to truth rather than accommodation. In plain language, what you are willing to accept is changing. What you are willing to sacrifice yourself for is changing. And Jupiter direct lights the path that this new Venus is walking toward. 3 planetary systems converging, one point in time, March 13th. Now let us go deeper, because the mechanics only explain what is happening. What I want you to understand is why this particular moment hits differently for people who have been operating from a specific pattern, a pattern so normalized it might not register as a pattern at all. The pattern is this. You are exceptionally good at showing up for other people. You are the one who answers the call. You are the one who reorganizes your own priorities when someone else needs you. You are the one who holds things together when things fall apart. And you have been doing this so long, so consistently, so effectively, that it has become your identity. The reliable one, the safe one, the one who will not leave, will not let down, will not put themselves first. And somewhere in the architecture of that identity, you made an agreement, a silent, unspoken agreement that your needs come after everyone else's, that your wants are negotiable, that your expansion is conditioned on whether everyone around you approves of it, benefits from it, is unbothered by it. Jupiter retrograde broke that agreement open, because here is what Jupiter revealed over these 4 months. The very reliability you have been praised for is the mechanism of your stagnation. The very dependability that made people trust you is the system that has been keeping you small. When you are everyone's answer, you have no energy left to ask your own questions. When you are everyone's foundation, you never get to build your own house. And the people who have benefited most from that arrangement, they are not bad people, they simply got comfortable. They stopped asking whether their needs were your responsibility because you never gave them reason to question it. You made yourself so available, so capable, so unfailing, that your boundaries dissolved not through force, but through the gradual erosion of repetition. The retrograde put a pressure on that system. You felt it. The fatigue that was more than tiredness, the resentment that surprised you, the sudden sharpness that rose in you when asked once more to give what you no longer wanted to give. That sharpness was not a flaw. That was Jupiter pulling back the curtain and saying, "Look at what this is costing you. Look at what you have been calling devotion, when it is actually self-abandonment." And now Jupiter moves forward. Except this time, you are not the same person who watched it station retrograde in November. Let me be precise about what Jupiter direct actually unlocks, because this is where I need you to set aside the generalities and hear what this activation is pointing toward specifically. Jupiter in Gemini rules the mind, the voice, the ability to communicate a new self into existence. Jupiter direct here is not unlocking things outside of you, it is unlocking things inside of you, specifically the confidence to say what you actually want, the clarity to name what you are actually building toward, the permission that you were always allowed to give yourself but kept waiting to receive from someone else, to pursue your own path without requiring a consensus. The financial stagnation that has frustrated you. It has not been a financial problem. It has been a self-worth problem expressed through financial circumstances. When you do not believe you are worth prioritizing, you unconsciously filter out the opportunities that would require you to prioritize yourself. You don't apply, you don't ask, you don't step forward. You wait for it to be offered, because being offered feels safe in a way that reaching never does. Jupiter direct burns through that filter. The paths that were always there become visible. Not because they were hidden, but because you are finally willing to look directly at them without apologizing for wanting them. The career advancement, the business decision, the creative project that stalled, the retrograde asked you to sit with the why. Why were you holding back? Don't cost misbegun to mean. Was it truly about timing, or was it about fear of becoming someone unfamiliar to the people who rely on you being where you are? Jupiter direct now answers the cost of staying familiar is greater than the cost of becoming unknown. Move. The relationship dynamics that have been uncomfortable, the ones where your growth was met with confusion, with guilt, with the subtle accusation that you were being selfish for changing. Jupiter in Gemini direct is going to clarify those relationships with a precision that may feel startling. In Gemini, communication is the instrument. And what will be communicated now, through action, through presence, through what you no longer accept, is a new definition of yourself. Some people in your life will meet that definition with enthusiasm. They will expand to accommodate who you are becoming because they were genuinely here for you, not for the function you served. Others will resist, not out of malice, but because the role you played was load-bearing in their life, and your shift requires them to hold themselves up in a new way. Their resistance is not your signal to retreat, it is your confirmation that the shift was real. This brings me to the 3 thresholds that Jupiter direct is going to test. Because this station is not a passive gift. Jupiter direct amplifies what you bring to it. It does not manufacture momentum from nothing. It accelerates the momentum that already exists. And so, depending on where you are standing internally on March 13th, the experience of this transit will be dramatically different. Threshold 1. Are you willing to stop explaining yourself to people who are not asking for understanding? They are asking for compliance. There is a specific energy in the retrograde aftermath that will tempt you to over-justify the choices you are beginning to make, to send the long message, to defend the new boundary, to apologize for the expansion. Jupiter in direct motion cannot move through explanation loops. Its nature is forward. Its language is yes. The moment you enter a justification spiral with someone who has already decided your growth is inconvenient, you hand your Jupiterian momentum back to a system that will not use it. Stop explaining. Start moving. Threshold 2. Are you willing to act before the certainty arrives? Because certainty is not coming first. This is the part that the law of attraction frameworks miss entirely. Jupiter does not send certainty in advance. It sends the impulse, the pull, the quiet knowing that this direction, this step, this reach is the one. And then it waits. It waits to see whether you move on the basis of that knowing or whether you sit waiting for guaranteed outcomes before you commit. The opportunities that Jupiter direct is routing toward you right now are already in motion. They are looking for a version of you who is already walking, not already arrived. Walking. Take one step without knowing where the ground will hold before the second step. That is the threshold. Threshold 3. Are you willing to disappoint someone in order to keep your appointment with yourself? I am going to say that again. Are you willing to disappoint someone in order to keep your appointment with yourself? Jupiter direct in Gemini is specifically surgically activating the choices that require you to choose your path over your role, your direction over your availability, your future over someone else's comfort. And the only thing that will block the full expression of this transit is the decision to keep everyone else satisfied at the expense of your own forward movement. You cannot be boundlessly available and also be actively becoming. These are mutually exclusive states. Jupiter is asking you to choose. The people who are about to experience the most significant breakthroughs of this year, I am not speaking abstractly. I am speaking about the individuals who, in the last 4 months, were doing the quiet work. The unsexy, unwitnessed work of examining what they truly want. The ones who, during the retrograde, sat with the discomfort of their own suppressed ambitions. The ones who felt the pull towards something larger and did not dismiss it as fantasy. The ones who, at least internally, stopped shrinking to fit spaces that were never built for them. Those people are about to move very fast, because Jupiter retrograde was not dead time, it was foundation time. Every moment of frustration, every stagnant week, every decision that felt impossible to finalize, those were not failures accumulating. Those were the pressure building in a chamber. And on March 13th, the chamber opens. Here is what you do with the next 72 hours. First, name it. Whatever the thing is that you have been hesitating to commit to, the direction, the decision, the declaration, the project. Write it down in one sentence. Jupiter in Gemini responds to the written word, the spoken intention, the named direction. Do not hold it in your mind in abstraction. Give it language. Bring it into Gemini's domain of articulate form. Something shifts the moment the want becomes a word. Second, identify the one behavioral pattern that has been draining the energy that belongs to your expansion, not someone else's pattern, yours. The yes you keep saying when no is the truth. The availability you keep performing when withdrawal would serve you. The self-explanation you keep offering to people who use it as ammunition. Name the pattern. One pattern. You do not need to solve it immediately. You need to see it clearly, because Jupiter direct cannot fill a container that is still leaking. Third, take one action this week that you have been postponing because it felt premature, risky, or presumptuous. Send the message, submit the application, make the call, schedule the meeting, book the thing. Jupiter direct rewards participation. It is indifferent to perfect readiness. The signal it looks for is movement, not perfection. One committed, specific action in the next 7 days will act as a tuning fork that your entire trajectory will begin to resonate with. The cosmos does not give you what you deserve, it gives you what you are aligned to receive. And alignment is not a spiritual state of perpetual positivity. It is the concrete, daily, sometimes uncomfortable practice of choosing yourself, choosing your path, your growth, your needs, with the same reliability you have offered to everyone else. You spent 4 months reviewing the cost of self-abandonment. You saw the receipts. You felt what the bill looks like when you have been paying it for years. Jupiter is now handing you a different currency. Use it. The barn dance has been on hold since November. The music is starting again. And this time, you are not there to organize the event, pour the drinks, make sure everyone else has a partner, and stand by the door in case someone needs something. This time, you are the one dancing. March 13th, 11 degrees Gemini, Jupiter direct. Your expansion is no longer retrograde. If you are still here, I want to thank you genuinely for your time and your attention. This kind of content requires your presence to mean anything, and I do not take that lightly. If this resonated, and I believe it will resonate with the exact people it was meant to reach, Please subscribe and share this with someone who has been waiting longer than they should have to finally choose themselves. But it was in this year. Leave a comment and tell me, what is the one thing you have been postponing that Jupiter direct is about to push you toward? I read every single one. Until next time, take care of yourself first and subscribe for more.